Hi, Kieran. How are you today? Hi, Kieran. How are you today?
Echo, echo.
Hi, Chris. Can you guys hear me? Probably a little too strong. I got the mic cranked up. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. It's been a nice weekend, I guess, weather-wise, especially. We finally are out of our heat wave. Today is sunny with a lot of clouds, but mostly sunny, and temperature's about 25 Celsius, which is well, not even 25 Celsius, more like 23, 24 Celsius, which is a lot nicer than 30 to 35 Celsius, 35 to 37 Celsius, as we've had for weeks and weeks and weeks. So no, unfortunately, I don't fall for that joke. I wait until I'm typing. Everybody starts typing. I can't hear you. Does he know we can't hear him? Etc., etc., etc. But yeah, Saturday, a friend of mine came down. My friend Matt Moore. He's got a YouTube channel. He occasionally builds layouts for other people. He does N scale, N gauge. The gauge is always the same. The scale's different with N. You can have N scale as 148, 160, and 154, and all sorts of other things. Um, but the gauge doesn't change. But I hadn't seen Matt since probably January. They were he and my other friend Steve tend to come down a few times a year. They're it seems weird or rude to say it, but they're my train friends. I only see them when it's about trains. They live about an hour or so north of here, so they come down now and then to bring their own trains down and run on my layout, or Matt comes down to video, and they come to hang out and talk trains and stuff. Steve didn't come down this time. Steve apparently got a brand new locomotive on Saturday, so he didn't come down. But my friend Matt came down, and let's see, where do we want to go here? That's a phone call to ignore. Well, hi, Warwick Road, Andy. I haven't started running anything yet. I gotta send a message. But yeah, that's a phone. And 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, if you hear that phone ringing, I ignore it, because that is a that's our house phone, which we only give to businesses we have to give a phone number to that we really don't want to give a phone number to. And so yeah, we ignore that one, because 99 times out of 100 it's sales calls. Would you like to contribute? Would you like to donate? And it's going to keep ringing. But, meh. And, but anyhow, it's going to annoy me. Bring, bring, bring. What was I saying? Oh yeah, my friend Matt came down and he messed with a couple of my trains, the ones that I had crashed. And I don't know if you guys would remember, if anybody was here that tragic day when I crashed two of my trains because I was an idiot and left a point open. But this guy right in front of the camera, number 3, I can pull up the whole view here right now since they're all parked here. But this is my IC2, not ICE, my IC. The difference between an IC and an ICE is an IC has an actual locomotive, where an ICE has those steering cars. In German, we call them Steuerwagen, the control cabs. But anyhow, if you remember, and even if you don't, he would run laps and then suddenly just zip and lock into 47 kilometers an hour scale speed, and I couldn't speed him up or slow him down. And we got him, he ran for at least 3-4 hours on Saturday. We were running a lot of trains for a lot of hours on Saturday. And I've run him in today. I changed lanes on him, and I'm paranoid because this is the lane he was on lane 3. But so far today, he's still running well. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. The other locomotive that was in the crash, we looked, and apparently one of the LED boards definitely suffered from the impact, and the forward lights on it are out. So, but it's nice. This guy, I didn't even want to mention it, but I did because I always risk fate. But yeah, he has been running well Saturday and today. So I'm going to start him up. Get him going around. And we'll get this Railjet off and going. And how about this guy going now? We have 3 double-deckers going. Yep, I want you going the other way, fella. That's too fast. Let's slow you down a bit. Okay, let's put it on the widescreen, multi-view. Hello, Andy. Another Andy. Andy E. Andy Eggenberger. And, well, hello, Heath. How are you today? How are you, both you Andys? So, one fight, a love story, and a murder. On was that your live stream? I didn't catch the love scene, just the fight and the murder. But there's a couple of people that seem to be enthusiastic. So I always have a little bit of a hidden theme when I'm running my trains, since you see the same layout all the time. And if you've tuned into more than 3 or 4, you've seen all my trains but the ICE1, because that's never run on my layout other than a test run to hear what was wrong with it. My friend Matt is going to do that. So yeah, my friend Matt came down. We tinkered with my IC2 and we got it where it's not messing up. It's not locking into that 47 kilometers an hour. He's running really well. He ran for a lot of hours on Saturday, no problems. So knock on wood, he's fixed. I just got to fix a LED chipboard on my 101 locomotive. That was the other part of the accident. And he runs fine. And if I run him one direction, it doesn't matter because the tail lights work on the one side and the forward lights work on the other side. It's just if I switch directions with them, the forward lights don't work on the one side. The tail lights work on that side, but not the forward lights. So, anyway. Oh, you kissed the mic. Well, I wonder if Mike appreciated that. So, oops. Oh, the stupid, I'm going to shut off now. I've got an old tablet that I also use to run my system. Like if I'm going to walk away from the table, I take it with me, you know, so that it's truly a mobile control. It's tied into my Central Station 3. Stay up. Let me see. You did it again. Every time you make a change on this, it goes to static form. But let's see how this looks. Ace review. Once again, a look into these gorgeous blue eyes. But yeah, this is my... Come on, knucklehead. But this is my old tablet. It's an old Samsung tablet, and when I'm walking away from the table or letting somebody else mess with it, this is how I control it. So I'm mobile with this. I can take this up in the living room and run my trains if I wanted to. Why I would go upstairs to do that would be stupid, but there it is. But this is why I'm mobile. So this is an app, just like the Z21 has an app. The Z21 is everybody in the UK and Germany says. Well, in Germany they say the Z21. But yeah, that's my Central Station 3 app on my tablet, also on my smartphone. But the problem with it is, let's go back to trains. Village View's got some stuff happening with it. It's got a 30-minute shutdown. You can't turn the screen shutdown mode off every 30 minutes unless you touch it. It shuts down. Never. Never. I'm always down here. It might seem fun to do, crazy idea, but no, I have everything down here. I just, if I have to go up and move something, or if I go to show you guys something with another camera, I take it with me just in case I need to do an emergency shutdown. Although if a train derails, there's an automatic shutdown on it. That's kind of a negative the way I've set this up, is that if I get a train derail, it shuts the whole system down. But it's nice because it makes sure nothing crashes. Now, as a friend of mine was telling me, you know, Anthony, you're always saying you don't want block detection. But if you had block detection, your 2 trains wouldn't have crashed. And I'm like, ugh, they were just waiting to say that. They were just waiting. Hey, Colwich Junction. Hey, nice to see you. Welcome. Glad you found some time. Oh, Kieran, you watched that. You watched the Miniature Wonderland. Yeah, and that's so amateur. That is just my wife and I on vacation filming, and some of the things are we don't film everything. That is our 2017 visit, so we didn't stay as long as we have liked to because our friend Jenny that was with us, Jenny and our friend Heinz, who passed away last Christmas. Jenny has bad knees, so they've decided she needed to get going home, so we didn't film everything. And then in 2019, we went back and filmed some more, but I haven't made a video of 2019's. I have videos, but I just haven't spliced it into one bit. So, hey, let's see, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, Colwich, we have to knight you. Everybody's a moderator. Richard Brown, hello! So, hey, Colwich Junction, you got a great page, and we allow free self-promotion and advertisement here. Everybody's welcome to pop something in. So pop your channel in. Maybe a couple of people will check out your page and subscribe because you got a cool page. So I really appreciate you coming out. But if you are new to the live stream, and apparently Colwich is, here's the layout. I have a... Just as you're looking at it, you look at it the same way I do. Although I'm looking at you on the screen where it says control area, I'm actually facing the control area. This stuff right above me. Tap on my CS3 up there. Okay, so my control area in the middle is a 30-inch by 6-foot section. And then the left side, which is going to be the city of Delmenhorst. Right now, the only thing that's Delmenhorst is like 3 buildings, the train station and the bus station. The city of Delmenhorst there. That is a 8-foot by 8-foot wide by 12.5-foot deep section, and then the smaller section on the right, smaller, take it with a grain of salt, is 8.5 by 11. It's all HO, and it's all German and Austrian or Czech Republic trains. I do have one Czech Republic train. So you kind of get an idea how everything goes through. I do have the cameras, the view from each camera, where each camera is on the layout. So you kind of get an idea. But what we'll do is we'll start with what's called up the ramp here. This is the back left-hand corner. We have up the ramp. And that train, this is my Austrian Railjet, pulls into my station, but it's not going to stop. And that's the station view. Then it goes through the village view, as you see it going underneath you there. And then it will come to the 11-lane view because we have actually 11 lanes. Although I'm only running 6 trains at a time, I can't run 11 trains. So that's the 11 lane. And I refer to my trains as he, will now come around the long run, which is the back right-hand corner of my layout, right there. And then he heads back up the ramp. So that's my circuit. So, and this is the 5 camera view. And this is the 6-camera view, which puts me in the middle, but I try not to get people too sick. So let's see. Currently in the garage, soldering points for the end of your layout. Yeah, I have, well, I don't like to be, I'm not really religious, but yeah, I'm blessed. I have a massive basement. One, you know, by American standards, our house is relatively small, as I always say, but the basement is finished, and when my children were little, this was their playroom. And then I had my library down here, so they had this big floor. They could scatter all their toys out, build their Lego world, have their little Barbie doll world, my 2 daughters. My son could have his Transformers and battles with his G.I. Joes and toy soldiers and whatever other toys they wanted to do. And then when they hit their teenage years, we turned it into my kids' home entertainment area. They had their own TV down here and VCR and blue DVD player. You guys remember VCR, don't you? It had my library with it. And then it stayed that way for years, and my daughter turned it into a sewing room. And finally, 2 of my kids moved out, and I built a small table for my trains, and it grew and grew. And finally, my wife said, "Why don't you just take the whole basement and make it your train room? Just take the basement, make it yours, and build yourself a layout." And I moved my daughter into another room, or her sewing stuff into a room, and it's been like that. What time does Jenny go on, by the way? UK time, or if you want to give American time, subtract 5 hours. But if I know you're from the UK, just give UK time. I know how to figure the time out. Subtract 5 hours. Or in the United States, if I say it's 12:36 here, that means it's 5:36 over there in the UK. Wow, you are booming, Heath. You're at 395. All right, so she's on at 2 p.m., so I can get off by then. Lord knows I don't want to cross streams. My room will empty real quick. I know some people double stream like I do. I'll watch 2 different streams at the same time. I subscribe to Jenny. I don't watch her live streams too often. Every now and then I'll pop in, but when there's 200 people chatting, it's sort of like Sam's trains. It just scrolls by so fast, and as much as I might be interested in what's going on in the video and that, I'm not one of the in-click to really get a lot of chat on that page. So yes, going back to the trains, I am running 3 double-deckers, not just 2, 3 of them. And you can actually see 3 of them in that video there for a bit. We've got the Metronom double-decker. We've got the Regio, this little red guy here, the Regio, and coming right there, we've got the IC2. So we're running 3 double-deckers today. 3 double-deckers and 2 diesels. We are running 2 diesel locomotives. You can see the red one in the upper right-hand corner of this camera angle. And there's the little blue guy. I decided to let them both run at the same time. Normally I only run one of them at a time, but what the heck. Let them both get some laps in. Yeah, I listen at times too, and sometimes I'll have it on the background and do something else. Chris, I don't know. It's just not my, it can be interpreted as negative, and I don't want it to be negative. It's not one of my favorite streams. I do like the streams where I can chat with people. I like smaller streams. 10, 15, 20 people. Now, of course, I'm an egomaniac, so on my stream, I want 100 people here. Hello, Ewood Railway. Do I have a skylight? No, this is in the basement. No chance for skylight. I have 6 LED bank lights on the ceiling, one of which is blinking, which you can see blinking in the background. One of these days, just like one of these days, I'll actually build some incredible stuff on my layout. One of these days, I'll get up there and change that light out. But I have a list of one of these days things, and I'll probably die with that list only bigger than it is now. One of these days. I took care of the good one of these days. I never told my kids one of these days I'll do this for you and didn't do it, you know. But the little house repairs that only bother me, or building my layout, one of these days I'll build this street. One of these days I'll finish this dollar car system. One of these, yeah, I take forever getting there. But yeah, I remodeled this basement in 2017, early in 2017. It was a finished basement when we bought the house back in 93. We moved in December of 93. It's one of the things that sold us the house because the rooms were small, the yard was small, but there's a park for kids, just a 3-minute walk, 4-minute walk down the sidewalk and across the street. We live on a small, quiet side street, so, you know, traffic wasn't too much of a danger for our kids. But it was always dark in here. They had a drop ceiling with fluorescent tube lights, and it was always dark for 20-some years. It was dark in this basement. But when I had to rebuild the basement, refinish the basement, after we had to have our basement dug up for flooding issues and stuff, I said, what the heck? I put in new walls, painted them brighter, and put in new lighting. I also raised the ceiling 2 inches. The 2 inches that the drops, 2.5 inches the drop ceiling are now a 1/2 inch of solid soundproofing ceiling board, so that people right above me don't hear the trains running nonstop. Ewood, actually, between the tracks here, it's not so much ballast, because this type of track is technically pre-ballast. It's seen in Germany. It's not the most prototypical, but this is actually ballasted. But I will be putting grass and weed and mud and things like that. But there is still a possibility some of these tracks are going to be adjusted, so I haven't done it. I'm just really slow. I build one thing a year on this layout and call it good. And there are things that I've been thinking about changing for a year, and I hem and haw. Let's see, if I go to Village View, you can see there are some areas where I did throw rock and stuff in. Basically, I was working on my ballasting technique. I probably did too much ballast in here and probably should have done more rock and dirt, but gradually I'll add grass. You can see there's some static grass in that right in the bottom left-hand corner. And actually, even this upper left, it's not in the corner, but center left, there's a little section of static grass, but on this camera angle, it blends in nicely to that little photograph my wife took from a train, and I blew it up and made it a back scene there. But yeah, my layout is not remotely at a starting stage. Let's put it that way. The only thing that is official is my station here, which is, this is an actual station. It is the station from the city of Delmenhorst. Delmenhorst is a small town in Germany. This is a 100% scratch built, and 100% 187 scale accurate, because I do HO, version of the Delmenhorst train station and the bus center there. And then here's a map of Germany, and if you look on the right, There's a little yellow star, and that shows you where Delmenhorst is. So Bremen is the big city, and Delmenhorst is about 10 miles west of Bremen. So that's where we're at. So let's go. But yeah, that's one of those. That's another one of those days I'll do it. Hey, March West, David Cook, how are you? I'm not following this, but I'm trying to. Nick came in. Hi, Nick. Yeah, Kieran, I like that too. From now, I'm going to do that. It's a thunderstorm over that part of Germany. Yeah, I'm going to use that one. Thank you, Kieran. You've given me a good call out. So yes, I do intend to put something, not necessarily ballast, but something between the tracks there. Eventually, someday, maybe, especially once I retire from my job in a couple of years, year and a half, I will devote more time to the little stuff. But I'm doing things in stages. When I built this, it had to be the station. I had to get the station. And if I do the village view, you'll see one of the challenges of the station is that the station is actually an above grade station. The station and the entrance and everything is actually below ground. Well, below the track and everything. So I had to build it up. And then this, I'm building a recreation of the downtown area of the city of Delmenhorst. And so none of this that you see village-wise will be like that. This is just one. I just threw all these models on there to make it look like I had something. But I had to build the station, then I had to build the bus center. Now I'm going to build the City Hall and Market Square, which is near the train station. But I have to do that by 3D printing. I can't scratch build anymore. At least the fine detail stuff. But this is called Markland C-Track. So we had David Cook, I think I said hi. March West Junction, good to see you, Nick. Herb wants to know when I'm getting that Alex train. Sometime end of August, early September. I will be getting the locomotive. Nancy, you could tell Herb I bought those cars from that little train shop in Saarland. And that I'll still take those cars off of him. I'm trying to work my train budget. So if you don't know, Nancy Mueller here, or I don't know if they anglicized it and went Mueller. Nancy Mueller here, she and her husband Herb live in Canada, and I bought some things off of eBay from Herb, and then he tuned into my page the day I talked about I had 2 ICE-3s and was thinking of getting rid of one, and he contacted me and said, hey, I want an ICE-3, and you said you want an ICE-1. I got a bunch of stuff. Let's trade, and we did, and we have exchanged emails and stuff. Herb's amazing guy, a German expatriate living in Canada, but just I got a lot of cool stuff from Herb. I think he gave me a lot more than my money's worth, but I'm not going to complain. All right, let's get up the ramp real quick. We got a couple of guys coming up the ramp at Railjet there. Yeah, but I bought those 4 Alex cars that he gave me the link to. So yeah, I bought them. So if you guys remember, those of you that were here in my last stream, I had this picture up, and I was debating getting this 4-car set from Rocco or the 3-car set from Acme. Nope, they went out the window. Herb sent me a link from this little German train shop. Tiny little village in west central Germany. The smallest state in Germany, Saarland. And found a Pico car set. 4 of them in the exact color I wanted, so I was really happy to get that. So thank you, Herb, for the link. But that's the great thing, whether it's, yeah, I didn't want that up, did I? I don't want that up either. Sorry, I'm clicking the wrong button and hitting the wrong pictures. We'll go to the mass one. But yeah, it's just so, talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. Especially if you can keep certain things out. It's just, if you meet enough people in the train community, the help when you want it is awesome. It's just, this is one of my addictions from Germany, bubble water. Wasser mit Kohlensäure. Wasser mit Gas. Sparkling water. Most of my students, when I took them to Germany, they hate this. My wife hates it, my kids hate it, but I prefer to drink it over regular water. Live streaming, Heath, helped me socially. Live streaming, I'm going to go back when my job shut down at the end of March. And I was treating it like a Christmas vacation or a spring break or something like that at first. But I got a lot of time on my hand. But at the time, I still had to technically work. I just had to film everything at home, post it to work, and that was more work than just teaching. It would have been easier to just go in and do my 8-hour teaching day and come home than it was to actually film and make all my lessons digital, make my instructions digital, get it turned in digitally, and blah, blah, blah. But after I did all that and got ahead of the game, by the end of April, I had way too much free time and nowhere to go because I wasn't going out to shops. I won't go out to shops if I can avoid it. My wife and I are very, we're very COVID aware and very COVID proactive. And so it started with Tim Wells, Family Model Railway, doing his live streams. And it was just a great way to kill an hour or two. And he was doing every day. And you could just talk. And you weren't just sitting around on the TV being miserable. And then other people started live streaming. And then you just meet all these people. Like here, I've met you, and just everybody on here. But there's a small group of people I have chatted to a lot more than others. Kieran, Chris, HHR here, J94 Kieran here, Simon, Christopher, Sakura Densha. We started chatting in a whole bunch of different rooms, and it's always good to see these guys as well as everybody. And then you meet other people, all the Andys and you, Heath, and everybody. So for me, because I don't get a chance to talk trains, that was something I was talking about a little bit ago. I don't know if FMR alone got me into streams, but when he stopped doing his streams, there was a void. And I didn't exactly rush into it. Once I started doing it and people came in, like my first two, I had 30-some people in it. Now, obviously, a lot of people have said, this guy's a loser. I don't need to waste my time here. It turned into just, if I'm bored and I don't have anything to do, because I go out and I do my exercises and I do my walks and I play tennis and I kayak, because those are things my wife and I can go out and do and we're away from the public. But the hardest thing has been the few people I talk to about trains, like my friends Matt and Steve. We haven't been able to get together. I last saw them in January, early February. They came down early February, right after I was recovering the first time I injured my back. And then I re-injured my back that same weekend. They came down to visit. And that was the last time I saw him, in early February. And Matt came down on Saturday and helped me fix a couple of my trains. That's why my IC2 is running. That beautiful white double-decker going through the station right now, picture one. Um, and so, yeah, once you start live streaming, I find it addictive. I like talking to people. All these people come in. Oh, and I can't forget Lee. See, no matter if I mention anybody, there's like 10 Andys. There's like 5 Richards um, that I talk to. And it's hard to keep them all straight. I tend to refer by their pages anyhow. But like Andy, I usually have to say Somerset Andy and Moreland Andy and Andy Turnage, Andrew Turnage, and Warwick Andy. You know, I have to have some other distinguishing mark. Otherwise, it's just Andy everywhere. Yeah, one Nick so far that I know of. I've actually made a fool of myself because I'll walk into a room and people say Anthony. I think they're talking to me, and there's some guy named Anthony Strathmore Junction, and they're talking to him. They could care less about me. And then there's another one on another feed I go to. He's Georgia Southern. His page is Georgia Southern N Scale or something like that. But his name's Anthony. Everybody says, hi, Anthony. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. And like, I'm talking to that dude. And I'm just like, ooh, sorry. Oh, hi, Digger Evans. Nice to have you here. Welcome. Yeah, Lee actually, going back to what Chris said, Lee actually took the place of Tim when Tim stopped doing his daily live feeds, 3 p.m. BST. But then Lee was having problems, and there was just one day where Lee didn't go on, Rachel didn't go on, nobody went on, and I just said, you know what? I'd done a couple of tests, and I just went on, and within an hour, I had 32 people on the stream, so that was my ego fed, because it's outside of when I talk to my friends Matt and Steve, it's the only time I talk trains. And live streaming, I'm messing with my trains, I'm running my trains, and you guys are talking to each other, or to me, it doesn't matter. It's like being in the same room, almost. It'd be cool if we did it sort of as a Google Hangout. Or a Zoom chat or what have you. And then you could get all the faces in here, but then it would black out the cameras. And some people are too shy. But, you know, on my layout, you're just going to see the same things. You're never going to see me working on something. I can't work on camera. You're never going to see me working on something. I might show something like, hey, check this out. I just got this. Like, here's something that came in the mail on Friday. I'm waiting for the rest of it to show up today. I think it's going to show up today. This is a box of 20 latching reed switches, known in America as bistable reed switches. These are the ones that operate with a magnet. Wave a magnet over it once, it opens, and you get the current, or it closes and it gets the current. I don't know which way they call it anymore. But yeah, so I got those, and I was showing this guy off the other day. You can't see anything out of the box. This is another car for my Austrian or Czech Railjet, which is not running right now, but I got this guy. I just got to get the, I got to send him to California and get the AC lighting fitted, since all the other ones are electrical based. I'm going to do that. But I have a crap load of stuff supposed to come in the mail today. A whole bunch of batteries and adapters and things, because I'm going to put lights in my ice. Which one? The IC1. I'm going to put lights in the IC1. Uh-oh. I turned into a Dalek. Oh, I had that one camera up again. I don't know why it conflicts. Let me see if that fixes it. I accidentally turned up something on my computer here. Accidentally, I nipped the thing. Uh-oh. Why are we buffering? Let me see how that's looking. This camera's way behind. My cameras are way behind. So, you know, when I try to watch the, what does YouTube call it? Their control room. Hi, Carl and Melvin. And hi, Ray. How are you doing, sir? It was nice to see you put up a video again yesterday. So, I am not seeing any lagging right now, but yeah, my stream says it is a little weaker. But, now let's go 11 lane and see how it works. We're running the Austrian Railjet again, as always. It's one of my favorites. I rarely have them off. I do have the ICE-3 resting today, but that was the Austrian Railjet. This is a Nordwestbahn Lint Class. It's Lint Class 41 or 648. Take your pick. And then we have the IC2 making a return after I crashed him a couple of weeks ago, and he's been running fine. And then we have the Metronom with being pushed by the 146 locomotive. The Metronom and the Nordwestbahn are private companies that operate in Germany. Again, if you don't know, the German rail system, all the tracks are owned by the German federal government. I'm still buffering. Yeah, I'm trying to watch it, and I'm not. My screen's not buffering, but a couple of you are saying you're seeing buffering, so I don't know what to do to adjust it. But yeah, in Germany, the rail system's owned by the federal government, and all high-speed traffic and freight traffic is controlled by the government and Deutsche Bahn. Passenger traffic is split between private companies and the German Federal Train Company. And that's the red trains like this double-decker right there, a Regio Bahn. But you have private or public train companies that run the passenger traffic. But everything's controlled by the federal government. And for the most part, it's a very smooth system. But the last couple of years, a lot of drivers retired because they changed the retirement system. And they're having trouble getting new drivers in and trained up to run the fancier trains. It's not affecting the freight and the regional stuff as much, but it is affecting especially the high-speed traffic. Always catch it when the railjet's coming around. I don't know how I do that. Whoops. So again, anybody who wants, you're all knighted, Knights of the rhomboid table. And you can post a link to your channel. So we got Carl here. If I didn't say hello, I know I said hello to Melvin. So basically, if the train is white with a red stripe, it's high speed, and that's federal government. If it's this very vibrant red, like, let's go long run here. If it's that vibrant red, like that short guy that now has its taillights to you, that is Deutsche Bahn, the German Federal Rail, regional traffic. And if it's any other color, then it's one of the private companies. Now, that does not, of course, affect... Where is he? He's coming around. Now, the Railjet is Austrian, so that's a different breed altogether. This guy coming right here, that's Austrian. Everybody else is German. So if you look here, you can see the diesel here, the blue diesel and the red diesel. Same exact train. Same exact inside and outside except for color. Same exact model. They're both Lint Class 648s. But one is painted in the red livery of Deutsche Bahn. And the other is the blue with yellow trim, which is Nordwestbahn, which is a private company. Hey, Martin, good to see you again. Hello, Simo. Nice to have you. Yeah, let's see if we can get... You know, I know a lot of the bigger stations and streams do call-outs, and it has a big effect. I jumped up 20-some the day that Tristan at Double O'Neill gave me a shout-out the first time he gave it. I was like, wow, why did he give me his first ever shout-out? But I got his first shout-out, and I had a big 20-jump boost, and probably from there to there, I mean, I already was at 400 and some subscribers, 450, but I went from 450 some to 470 some in one day when Tristan gave me a shout out. I know Barnabas got Lee a big jump, got him over 200 with a shout out. Yeah, I'll mention that real quick, Kieran. I'll get to that. But to me, I want to, the minute I shout one person out, I feel guilty I didn't shout everybody else out. I don't even want to do one shout out. It's like, that's why I make you all moderators. You all shout yourselves out. There's a reason I subscribe to your channel. And to the annoyance of some, I comment on every time you put up a new video. Now, in some cases, I'll go back and watch all your videos, but I won't comment on all of them. I'll try to comment on the newer ones. But I know there's a couple of people I subscribe to, I think, get annoyed that I comment on every video. Hey, nice job. Yes, you say that every video, Anthony. Thanks. Sorry. But yeah, let me go back to what Kieran asked. Let's see, Rule 1. Rule 1 just passed 400. Awesome. Who was I just watching earlier? He's only got 36 subs, and it's like, this dude needs more subs. Let me click on history real quick. Not New Durham, he's got it. I mean, he always could use more subs. Who was it? Dave Williams could use more subs. Now they just changed his name to Dave Williams. Oh, who did I watch today? And why isn't it in my history stream? I watched Digger Evans' new video today. Anyhow, let me go back. Kieran mentioned something. Yeah, Kieran, the Green Stripe ICE3 is a special. Actually, the Green Stripe is the ICE4. And it's a special ICE4 that is green energy. It's high efficiency green energy, so it has the green stripe on the control cabs at both ends. There might be a Green Stripe ICE3 too, come to think of it. I've only seen it on an ICE4. Now let's go to the multi-view again. You guys can, I don't know. Let's do the long run here. Got some trains there. Well, not anymore. Got that Regio bond going, and then the Railjet coming through. See, I want a little bit more lighting in that corner. I do have a light back there, but it doesn't really light up that corner that much. It doesn't really make a change. You got these two guys coming through. All right, now let's go back to the all view. But, yeah, so that's what that is. That's why it's got that stripe, that green stripe. 25 to 9. Sounds like a rugby store. Hello, train freak. Lulu is over 100 subs. Yeah, but Lulu does things to get those subs, Chris, that we won't talk about in public chat. That hussy Lulu. I floundered around 200, well, I shouldn't say floundered. When I started putting videos up back in November of 2018, friends, close friends, and family subscribed. So I got 50 to 100 subscriptions fairly quick. And then I just, I got a lot of those trade subscriptions where I subscribed on a page, said a few nice things, and somebody subscribed back and probably has not watched a video since. And no, YouTube doesn't clear them all out. I mean, literally, there are pages that I'm still subscribed to that the person hasn't posted a video in 2 years, and I haven't interacted on that page in 2 years, but I'm still subscribed, it's still there. So sometimes you only have to interact once, and that's enough. But my subscriptions grew at exactly the 1 year point. November 8th of 2019, I had 225 subs. And we did a silly video, 2-part video about that, which still very few people have watched the entire thing. And it's probably, in my opinion, the funniest crap I've done. My wife and kids were a lot of help with that. But, having said that, but around that time, I started doing Märklin, specifically Märklin, the German track and train company. I started doing videos about that, and that's where my subscriptions really started to grow. I got all these people, and I've told this story a million times, I'm sure. All these people came in, and holy cow, somebody's doing Märklin videos in English. Yes, yay! And so my subscriptions blossomed there, and I grew very quickly. I passed 300 within a couple of months, 350, got to 400. Things slowed down for a bit, and then I got up around 450, and then Tristan at Double O'Neill gave me that shout out, and boom, I was at 475, then 485 within another week, and then I probably gained 50 subs since I started doing live streams. And I've angered and lost a couple of people. You've seen them come in the chat room where they ask me to explain S88 cables and M84s, and I say, guys, I'm not doing it. And they leave. They leave my channel. They unsubscribe from my channel. They don't come to the live streams anymore. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. It's just not something I'm going to do. I'm sorry you wanted me to show you how to do it, but I'm not doing it. I always tell people if they'll send me money in the parts, I'll do a video and show them how to do it, but I'm not going to spend that money just to show other people how to do something. I'm not... Oh, I almost said something that was said rude. You know, it's like... There's a couple of channels out there that they go out and buy stuff and they show it to you, and I guess that's awesome, but I don't have that kind of money to just buy a bunch of parts. And by the way, here's how you do block detection on a big layout, because I'm not going to spend that kind of money to do it. Yeah, you got Chris here who does a live stream Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. East Coast American East Time and 3 p.m. British Standard Summertime. I'm sorry, British Summertime, not Standard. Somebody needs a little boost. Yeah, I've been going kind of slow, so I will make you faster. I've been running that red Regio bond a little slower. Well, hello, Dragon Junction. Nice of you to stop in. Your video, I think it was yesterday, was fun to watch. Well, they're always fun to watch, but yesterday had some extra laughs. But yeah, it's been, not everybody is comfortable doing live stream. I mean, it was nervous for me to start live streaming just because somebody could come in and start saying, "Oh my God, your layout looks like crap, and your trains are," and the rivet counters start pointing out everything that's wrong, and you're terrified of that. But the speaking part obviously is easy for me. My job is public speaking. I stand in front of people and talk. My dream profession involved me standing in front of people and talking. So once the mic is on, or once the light goes on in my brain, okay, start talking. That's the thing, off camera or out of the classroom, my wife will tell you, I don't talk a lot, but if you get me on a topic, then I don't shut up. Hey, Ian, nice to have you here, sir. Oh, I get tongue-tied because I'm going live here and don't always catch it. Like I was talking a little bit about British history, and I was talking about when I wanted to go, or UK history. I was talking about when we go to England, well, actually the United Kingdom, because we're going to hit at least 3 of the 4 parts of the United Kingdom. Hopefully we can pop over to Northern Ireland. But Wales, England, and Scotland are all will be part of the itinerary. And I mentioned I wanted to see the William Wallace battle, and I said Stamford Bridge. Well, no, Stamford Bridge is where Harold beat his brother and, I can't think of the Danish king right now, beat them. That was Stamford Bridge, right before he marched down and fought the Battle of Hastings. I meant Stirling Bridge. And see the Wallace Monument. And of course, somebody's like, they actually think Wallace was Welsh. Okay, but he's a Scottish hero. And, and no, I know full well that Braveheart is 99% fiction. I mean, I think they got the names of some people right and the country right. And for example, the Battle of Stirling Bridge, you didn't see a bridge in it. And the whole reason the Scots kind of won that battle is that they funneled, bottlenecked the British Army, the English Army at that bridge, and let about half the army get over and then crushed them. Brilliant strategy, but anyhow, yeah, I would like to see that because I do know a little of. I'm a big medieval history nut, so anything about knights and castles and battles I tend to be into. I also like to be controversial. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing the Battle of Hastings site, except where the official British Heritage or whatever says the battle happened is not where it happened. That is not where it happened. The official, what they claim is the abbey, the Norman abbey that was built after it, and the ruins there and all that, and that is not where the battle happened. The battle happened several miles away from there. There is no way the battle happened there. It doesn't even fit the contemporary historical descriptions of the battlefield. And yes, things change, but not like that. That's not where the battle happened. So I'd have to worm my way over closer to where the old coast used to be in the Middle Ages, and find the actual battle site. There's some people that say here it was, and they've tried to, I guess they've tried to get the British government to do it, but the heritage site has too much power and has everybody charges them money to go see it, and when money gets involved. And we had the same thing in our city of Toledo. We had a famous battle fought in 1794 here, just outside of what is Toledo. It was called the Battle of Fallen Timbers. It was a war between the newly found American government. George Washington sent General Anthony Wayne here with an army because we were expanding west of the Appalachians. And we fought this battle. They fought this battle here, and for 100 years in the city of Toledo and our suburb of Maumee, there's been a little park that was called Battle of Fallen Timbers site. And they said that's where the battle happened. And about 20 years ago, maybe it was 25 years ago, they decided to build this big shopping center. And when they were digging it up, they found all kinds of muskets, tomahawks, what are those called? Minuet balls, the round shot of the old muskets and so forth. They found tons of this stuff. And a lot of historians came out and said, this is where the main part of the battle was fought. You know, all this time we thought it was here, but clearly this is where the main part of the battle was fought. And they tried to trade land, the old part where they thought the battle was, with the shopping center people, and the shopping center people said no, and they built this giant shopping center. So the actual battle was fought where the shopping center now is. So, you know, sometimes people get it wrong, but yeah, that's my thing. There's a lot of things I want to see in the UK, which involves castles and battles. I try to keep up the 30 Years' War, the English Civil War, and, well, not the 30 Years' War, the War of the Roses. It would be interesting to see the battle of, where the Battle of Towton was fought. I think that's right. The bloodiest day on English land. But yeah, Stirling Bridge, Stamford Bridge. See those. Yeah, YouTube makes their money no matter what. You guys are all chatting about that while I'm babbling about English history and stuff. All right, Chris, take care. Thanks for stopping in. You keep safe. That'll probably screw things up again. Yeah, my 1.5 cents worth on the whole thing is I didn't start doing videos, obviously, to first of all draw a lot of subscribers. I am stunned I'm at 570 as of this morning. I happened to peak. First of all, I'm not going to do anything that's going to draw a lot of subscribers in. I get a lot of German and Western European subscribers because they like American trains and they watch the American shows. But if I suddenly went up to 1,500 subscribers, I still would not even think of monetizing. Because the minute you start thinking about getting money for it, you start changing what you're doing and who you are. You know, it's nice. I don't know if Charlie at Chadwick, Charlie Bishop, I don't know if he monetizes or not. I assume he does. He's got 38,000 subscribers. If I got that high, would I think of monetizing? My wife might be tapping me saying, monetize, but I'm never going to get that high, so I'm not going to worry about it. Does Everard Junction monetize? He's got 60 to 70,000. Sam definitely monetizes. But I think you can't worry about money or how many cents you're going to get or what have you. I mean, if your goal is to create a YouTube channel so you can quit your day job, you got about as much chance of truly succeeding doing that as you do of becoming a professional football player at any level. You do have a chance, but we can all subscribe to each other. But I subscribe because I want to see what you're doing, and whether you're monetized or not doesn't affect me personally. But I have left channels because they seem to be so much about getting monetized and selling and selling and selling themselves that I was just, okay, I'm done. This isn't the page I signed up for. Does that make sense, or have I offended some people? Hey, Leslie, how are you, sir? Nice to have you here. But sadly, those ads are, YouTube sticks them on, whether you're monetized or not. I've watched my videos at other people's houses, and all of a sudden an ad comes in. I'm not monetized. I don't even qualify for it. But, oh, look, there's an ad on the front of my video or in the middle of my video. Just if you're monetized, they do target ads for whoever watches. So there might be a commercial on a video at 5 minutes in, but let's say Alan here from Dragon Junction, he'll see one video and I'll see a different video because it's all targeted ads, and that's where they make that's where you make the big money, is with targeted ads. Hey, Paul. Nice to see you, sir. Hammer House of Horror. Oh, the Hammer movies were awesome. Take care, Ian. But, if I subscribe to your channel, I subscribe because you, the person, and what you do. And I subscribe to about I say only because I just talked to a friend who says, yeah, I subscribe to 700 channels. I'm like, I subscribe to 250. About 180 to 190 are train channels. And I watch every video from the time I join, and usually I go back and watch a bunch of videos as well. But once I join, I watch every video and I comment on every video. My attitude is, you took the time to put it up, I'm going to take the time and say thanks for putting this up. I very rarely will offer anything more than a nice job and that looks great, or hey, thanks for the laugh. Every now and then somebody will say, hey guys, what do you think I should do? And I might put my 2 cents in. And every now and then, because I'm not somebody where you'd look at my layout and go, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. If I did offer, some people are just going to ignore my idea anyhow. But I went to one page because I swear in his video he said, hey, tell me what you think. And I said, well, I'm a little concerned about how the wall here and the scene you're creating up here connects down to there, because you got such beautiful scenery, but it's 2 totally different things. And he typed back in, I already know what I'm going to do there, Anthony. Thank you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I thought you asked for ideas. Like, whoops, I didn't mean to step on your toe. I wasn't trying to tell you what to do. I just said, since you said, yeah, I have a concern about that area because it sounded in your video, and yeah, they did say in their video, they weren't sure what to do there, offer your ideas. But I didn't offer an idea. I said, yeah, I'm a little concerned how you're going to slide that together as well. Maybe a big tunnel or something and boy, they kind of shot back at me, and I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And now, yeah, I won't offer advice ever again. I've got this stuck on one scene again. Let's go to the Maltese. Has anything happened? Hey, quick, let's go to the station. We got two guys coming to the station now. Let's go to Village View, and then you can see them both running. There's that nice red Regio Bahn regional train, the commuter traffic. And then there's the Austrian high speed. One of these days I should just stop that right in front of a camera and really let you guys admire. I love that. Is my favorite livery in the world, this Austrian Railjet here. Let's go right back to it. That's my favorite livery in the world. They're prettier in person, but that's period my favorite livery. I've had a lot of people like the Metronom, that yellow and blue one in the back, have pointed that one out, that they like that one. And I'm not running I'm running the IC2, which is, let's do up the ramp, and then let's do long run. The IC2 coming your way right now. This is another one of my, I just like the German high-speed white with the red racing stripe down the middle. I just love that. But I like that double-decker train. And again, if you don't know, that train, the locomotive and the cars on it are the exact locomotive and train and route number my wife and I rode on in 2017. That's the exact train, so that train's very special. And the funny thing is, it even names the announcements name the station my wife and I picked it up on. Quite a few people told you should have read the directions. Reading directions, always a good idea. We men can sometimes like, nah, I know what to do. And I mean, if it's the same thing and you've done it 80 times, then yeah, you don't need to read the instructions again. But there are some people who need to be reminded all the time how to hammer a nail. And no, I'm not talking Lee. Yeah, Heath, your videos are very professional, obviously. And like anybody, you edit out. That's the only thing with live stream. You can't edit out the boo-boos. Or when I do my videos, yeah, I do edit mistakes out when I film a show. But still, I'm not trying to do high production value. I mean, I can because I do it when I teach. I do much better. I even change my voice a bit, you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you need to look at when we're talking verb conjugation and sentence structure here, you know. And I do much more, but my train videos, they're just for fun. They're basically, I film it, then my wife has to watch the preview, the first edit. She has to watch it. If she laughs, I'm good. And then I put the final touches on and I throw it on. And they're just for giggles. Half the jokes aren't even funny to people who watch it because it's jokes my friends, my students, my family, they understand. They know. They know those jokes. It is funny you mentioned that, Heath, because I do see some people, everybody saying hello to each other, you know. Well, it is. It's a club, man. We're all saying hi. I try to get, like you do, I try to get a lot of names in one hello, but a lot of times I just like to personalize the hello. Hi, Bob. Hello, Ray. Yo, Chris. You know. Ray, yeah. You leave them in. Well, that's the funny thing, because mine look like they're goofed anyhow, but I do take out the really bad goofs. But yeah, when I filmed the Ghost of 2015, I just have the script. And yes, I actually write a script. I write a script. I say it and film myself. I read it, say it to myself a few times, and then I film it like 5 or 6 different times on the camera and then pick which one I like the best. And obviously my videos got better. The first time I just filmed the lines once or twice and took the best, and you could see how nervous I was actually filming shows. Once I got into the hang of it, the timing and the pickup is much better. But yeah, and then I change shirts. Actually, what I usually do is I usually won't shave, and then I film me. And then I'll go upstairs and shave and cut my hair short. Give myself a complete buzz cut and put on the white shirt so that I now look like the ghost. Because whenever you see pictures of the ghost, which I don't have on right now, yeah, I took those off. So it takes me, my videos are usually half an hour, give or take. And it takes me about an hour to an hour and a half to film them. And then another hour to 2 hours to edit them. It probably only takes me an hour to film them, if that much, I think. Because, yeah, I just read through the lines. And it's only 3 minutes of interaction between me and the ghost. But, yeah, I write the script and then I just read the lines. So one of the things in my videos, if you watch, is sometimes I finish the line I'm filming and you'll see my eyes dart down because I'm starting to read the next line already. And I forget to finish the camera view, wait 2 or 3 seconds, then go to the next line. So every now and then I'll read my line. So it would be something like this. I'll go to my cam view. I'll do something like this. I'm looking at the camera to read. You're such an idiot. I don't know what your problem is. And I'll start looking down at the next line before I finish that line. Yeah, let's go back to... Nope, nobody's there. So let's go 11 lane, get one of those everybody's coming in views. And now let's go up to village view, because that guy's going to come around. But I've had, so yeah, I know there are some days I know I've got to shave, but if I know I'm going to film, I'll film me, go upstairs and shave, clean shave, and if I need a haircut, I'll cut my hair and then go do 2015. But it's all planned ahead of time. Usually it's a Sunday morning I'm doing stuff like that when I'm going to make a video. I just haven't made an episode in a long time. Because my wife and I were going to make one, and we just have not made it. I don't know why we're not. I just need to sit down and film our parts and start putting it together. How useless you can be putting characters on track. Yes, Heath, and your video shows you put a lot of time and effort into it. My videos show I don't put a lot of time and effort into them. What's time and effort really is not effort in making the video or doing that. Your videos are exquisite. But again, whether you do a highly technical video or you're just some schmuck like me throwing it out, I don't gauge one as or the other. If I like your content, I like what you're doing, Ray Bubble here just put up a video yesterday. He had been on vacation. I hope your vacation at least was a good time. I know you had some things during your vacation that were kind of off, which I understand. But he just, for part of his video, for 10 minutes of his video, he showed how he had done a redundancy wiring. I mean, that's not what he called it, it's what I'm calling it. On one of his turnouts so that he can control it both at his main control board switch panel, but also there at the table. And okay, maybe to a lot of trained guys and electricians, I was like, okay, yeah, that's relatively easy. But we all know, even when it's easy, it's not that easy. But I found that interesting. I'm like, yeah, that's really cool. Just a couple of push button things. Why? Because I'm going to be doing that with my Fowler car system. So not only was it interesting, I'm like, okay, that's exactly what I was thinking of doing with my Fowler car motors that won't work with the digital module I have. All right, we've been here a while. Let's go back here because we got a few guys coming in. Simon, sir, nice to have you. Don't see you as much as I'd like, but it's good to see you. I've only got about 15 minutes here, 20 minutes, because I'm going to get off before Jennifer Kirk goes on. Yes, absolutely train freak. It takes a lot of thought. Now in my case, it's not DCC. It would be just, it's going to be an analog wiring system because it's not wired into my train system, which is DCC. Actually, well, it is DCC. The problem is DCC has a double meaning in the train world. But DCC is just digital control. Digital command control. My American, but the problem is DCC is also like a programming language for decoders. And so like my system is DCC, but my trains are MFX. But my controller, my digital controller, my Central Station 3, reads DCC, Scalextrics, all the various American ones, American. Because sometimes, like if you have a Z21, it'll say Motorola, and a lot of people ask. I know John, when he first got his Z21, it was like Motorola, whatever that is, and I had to explain Motorola is the American language because Roku, which originally created the Z21, they know there are people that are going to use their trains on American track and systems. So all these companies, the ESU ECOS, the American Central Stations, and the Z21 are going to read everybody's programming language. St. Michael's Hill, how nice of you to come by, sir. Let's knight you, and you can put your page up. And again, the difference between a Z21, a Z21, or Z21 and a Central Station 3, and what they do, really, there's nothing. The biggest difference is price. A Z21 just works with an app. It provides its Wi-Fi. I don't want to screw things up. It provides its own Wi-Fi with the router, and it sends a signal from it to the app on your smartphone, on your tablet. The Central Station can do that as well. You can get an app and control it with your smartphone or your tablet. But the big difference is the Central Station 3, along with the ECOS, the electronic command system, the ECOS, is that the ECOS and the American Central Station 3 have their own built-in screen. So you can do it all there. You don't have to have internet and if you want to control from there, you don't even need Wi-Fi. You don't have to have internet or Wi-Fi. You can just control it all straight from your thing. It's like a notebook computer that controls your train system. Now, there are subtle differences, but you have to be super advanced digital things that the Central Station, the ECOS, can do that the Z21 can't do. But basically, the Z21 does about 97% of what the Central Station 3 and that do. And they're great, and they're easy to use. So is the Central Station 3. But that's the big difference, and that's why one is $600 and the other one is $300, or you get the starter one for $200. Let's go to let's go up the ramp, but guess who's coming up the ramp? That Railjet again. But yeah, if you guys were here a couple of weeks ago when I crashed my trains, we did fix the IC2. That's why he is running today. And as you've noticed, we haven't had a glitch or knock on wood. Don't jinx it, Tony. Don't jinx it. See, I called myself Tony. When I'm mad at myself, I call myself Tony. That's why when I hit adulthood, I changed my name to Anthony, because I always associated Tony with my mom or my dad or somebody yelling at me. Anthony just sounded... And then everybody thought I was Italian. Actually, Somerset Andy, I have track cleaning wagons. I need to get them out because I have been running my trains a ton lately. The thing is, the one wagon I don't have is where if you see flickering on the lights. But I do have track cleaning wagons. I have a vacuum and a brush wagon. But the one I don't have that I need to get, and I'll try to demonstrate here for you, is this is my track. It's 3-rail. And if you look down the middle of it, you can see there's those nubs. If you ever watch one of my videos, there's nubs. That is your power flow. Everything in Maryland is powered through those central nubs. That's what I need to clean. And right now I have to do that with a rag or a scrubber because I don't have the car that cleans those. And here, I've got that locomotive right here. So here's a typical 3-rail locomotive. This is a Maryland. This is a nice one. This thing is heavy. I don't have a scale here, but this is a really nice locomotive. This is one of my favorites. This was the other guy in the crash. But all the Maryland trains have this ski. That's your pickup. That's what picks up the power. And then you have powered axles as well, but that's your primary pickup. And one of the reasons why AC, and you guys will fight about it, but that runs along those nubs in the middle of the track and picks up the power. Those need cleaned, especially in areas I can't reach. I go through and clean them, and I was cleaning this weekend, and yeah, those nubs need a scrubbing, and that's why some of my lights flicker a bit. But I do have my cleaning cars. I'm going to mess with you again. So, Lux Modellbau, model building. Innovative Modellbahntechnik, Groß- und Serienfertigung. Yeah, big and small preparations, etc., etc. But I open it up. So, I was actually thinking of putting these on while I did the live feed today, but there you go. There's the power ski again. That's my vacuuming and brushing cleaning car. So I've got one of those. I won't get the other one out. But yeah, I just need to put them on the track. But I do clean my track, just not as often as I should. But yes, I do have that. I belabored the point. I apologize. I just need to clean the 3rd rails, and I don't have the car that does that. Oh, that's not fun, Heath. Hey, John from Schuylkill. How are you, sir? Let's see if I missed anything. But, you know, that's one thing I'm not going to do is you'll never see a train spotting video from me. I do have videos where I was in train stations and filmed trains, and those got about as much reception as an offer of a dead corpse with a free book by Ayn Rand, but be that as it may, that was the I have a couple of videos where we just spot. There are videos where my wife and I just film what we're seeing from our train as we're traveling through Germany. I don't know if anybody would ever find those interesting. I assume not. We do, but we're weird that way. Yeah, I'm good. The heat wave broke here, so I probably should be outside today. I think the temperature is like 75, 76 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about what, 23, 24 Celsius. And mostly sunny, a little bit of clouds, a lot of clouds at times. And the humidity is finally going down. So I'm waiting for my wife to say, let's turn off the air conditioning and open the house. Get all the windows open and let fresh air in. Because we have had the air conditioning on for 6 weeks now. It's first week. And we turned it on June 20. It was before our anniversary, and our anniversary is June 27th, so like 25th or 26th. We've had our air conditioner on nonstop. It has been 88 to 100 for 6 straight weeks, and it finally broke here this weekend. But yesterday it rained all day. Saturday we had mostly rain, which we needed. So finally the heat wave is gone. Ray, is it breaking for you guys? So I'm good that way. Health has been a little up and down this week. I have episodes of a couple of my issues, and they're never fun to deal with. But no, it's been good. My friend Matt came down on Saturday. First time I'd seen him since early February, and he helped me fix one of my trains. And figured out what the problem was with the other one, but he couldn't fix it right now because we have to order a part. So it's good. But my train's got a big workout on Saturday, and we were messing with the track going, yeah, we need to clean those. So I'll probably be doing that sometime this week. Although today I'm expecting a big delivery of all kinds of stuff so I can put some lights in my trains that don't have lights. But we'll see. I've had so many packages lost in the mail in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, Heath, that's cool. A couple of people do them like that, where they tell you the train and where, its history and stuff like that, which I think is cool too. Jerry Sartrielli, I probably mispronounced his name. He does cool videos and just goes out and films the train. Sometimes they're running, sometimes they're sitting. But it's like, yeah, and he'll tell you a little bit about the train, or he might even be working on one of the cars as part of his job. And it's just cool, but it's what I like about everything. There's so many cool things. All right, Andy. Auf Wiedersehen and Tschüss. Adieu. Ciao. I'll do ciao because that works in French, German, and Italian for Switzerland. And of course, my favorite meal is Swiss veal. Amazing stuff when I discovered it. Swiss veal. Digger is taking off too. Thank you for stopping by. Don't apologize. You have to go. I'm always amazed people stay this long. And I got to get off in 5 minutes anyhow. Start bringing everything down. But yeah, this is a great way for me to pass a couple of hours, talk to people, and run my trains. My trains, I don't know if they're happy or sad because they get run so much more because I'm live streaming than they do when I'm not. I might run my trains once or twice a month, but since I'm live streaming, they're running 2-3 times a week. And like my freight train might run twice a year, and he's run 5 or 6 times a year, 5 or 6 times already since I started live streaming because I change out my trains more. Okay, I haven't run this train in a while. I'll put him out. The Metronom is back today after being off for a couple of weeks here. This dude, he hadn't been on the layout in a couple of weeks, so he's back. And I do try to mix and match. Maybe a lot of people, it's the same trains all the time. Well, I'm not Sam. I don't have 500 trains. I only got 12. And one doesn't run on my layout. All right, Simon, it's great to see you. Hopefully I'll see you at Christopher's Facebook feed later. Oh, and oh my goodness. Aberist with, I did not see you come in. My apologies, sir. I feel so bad. I always look forward to seeing you coming in. You and Simon and that. Oh, well, everybody, of course, but I do like it when you guys pop in. All right, well, let us start slowing things down, and we'll give everybody one last lap. Actually, we'll do one zoom here. Let's go long run. One more. Whoops, other way. Here he goes. Picking up speed. Zoom. We're going to catch him up the ramp. Zoom. We're going to catch him on the village view. Zoom. That railjet flying. And now, as we give everybody whiplash, we'll slow them down quickly. Gotta let them air out now and then. Gotta let them air out. Love that railjet, and those things don't go slow. So we'll park him. But it was really nice to see my IC2 running and no glitches today. Everything working fine. Made me a very happy camper. Get these guys parked so they're ready to be traded out. So we just got one more dude we're waiting to come through. Well, two more because of this guy. And yeah, he's not stopped all the way yet. All right, that is everybody parked. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping in and wasting a couple hours with me. Especially since very few of you are really German train enthusiasts. It's just nice to have you come in, chat to me, chat to each other. I will see you on your next video or your live stream or whatever, or somebody else's live stream. So until then, everybody take care. And as I always say, happy trains.